And there's a look at the famous St. Paul's Cathedral. And hello there, it is Thursday, July 18th. The time right now is 4:40 p.m. and the temperature is a very hot 27 degrees Celsius. And I'm here in jolly London, England, just in front of St. Paul's. And the street is quite busy. There's a number of tour buses and double-decker buses rolling by. And in this one, we're going to be walking along the Thames River. I'll be going from Millennium Bridge, which is just up ahead, and walking over to Tower Bridge. I'll be walking mostly on the south side. And St. Paul's here was built between 1675 and 1710, and it stands at 518 feet tall, and it's one of the reasons why there's not a lot of tall buildings in the area. The city has historically tried to keep sightlines clear of the iconic St. Paul's. So we're on the north side of the Thames. And again, just like my other London videos, this is by no means to be confused with a guided tour. It's very much from a tourist perspective. Just going to cross the street here. Wow, 3 seconds. They really don't give you much. The countdown timer. I've noticed a number of guided tours going on throughout the city, and this is Millennium Bridge. And it won a design contest. At least I think it did. I'm trying to remember the details from a riverboat cruise I took to usher in the new millennium. I think it opened about 6 months too late in the year 2000, and it only opened for a couple of days, as the bridge earned a nickname of being Wibbly Wobbly, or the Wobbly Bridge. And they shut it down. And I think it took about 2 years to correct those problems. And I think the London Eye was also built to commemorate the millennium. But that bridge, or that attraction, was just the runner-up, I believe, to this. As the bell rings to signify 4:45. So let's cross over to the south side of the Thames. People don't really seem to follow any type of walk left or walk right here, even though there's signs that say keep left in the subway stations. It's really just a free-for-all. If I had one pet peeve, that might be it. But there's where we're heading. Tower Bridge off in the distance. And we'll be walking past London Bridge on the way. Yes, that London Bridge, the one that keeps falling down. Although a lot of people mistake Tower Bridge for London Bridge. Oh, there we can get a peek of the London Eye. I think it's right between those two buildings in the center of the shot. And across the Thames from that is the Elizabeth Tower, featuring Big Ben and the Parliament buildings. That building over in the center of the shot is the walkie-talkie building. I went up there into the Sky Garden on my first full day in London.
No, it's fine.
Nah, I don't need a picture with the old battle axe. So I'll be going left here and heading east. A silly day not to wear sunscreen. In my defense, it's been cloudy, rainy, and overcast pretty much my whole time here. There's a nice view of that business district, well, one obstructed by supports. A look back at St. Paul's.
Yeah, correct.
Tomorrow will be my last full day in London, at least for this part of the trip. Then I'll be off to another country and back for a few more days here. And I believe the area known as South Bank is just over there. That's the area, I think, around the London Eye. The south side is the much less popular of the two. I think of the over 270 subway stations, only 33 of them are on the south side. I think maybe it'll take about 30 minutes to walk over there. Karl Marx walking tour. So you could go along the river that way. All right, we head east. Along the Thames, and there on the right is the site of the original Globe Theatre. think that was built in the 1590s originally. It was closed in 1642 and demolished soon after, only to be rebuilt. I think there's a few different reincarnations of it. We've got some rowing going on in the Thames. There's a look back at the Millennium Bridge. So that's where Shakespeare plays would be performed way back when. Shakespeare's Epic Theater. You can do a guided tour through there. I think one of the theaters was rebuilt within the last few decades. There's a boat pier here. One of my big regrets from this trip is on my first night here I did a River City cruise. Or I guess my first full night here. And I buggered up the recording. I thought it would have been a great video. Riding along the Thames. Oh well. I'm sure I'm going to walk by a number of notable spots. And fail to point them out. Ooh, some shade. This is nice. There's a large market just up ahead on the right called the Borough Market. I'm doing my best to pretend as if I've been here before. Here's one of the numerous crossings over the Thames. That's the Southwark Bridge. And it looks like we're going through a detour here. There's a busker packing up. Looks like there's a building under construction here. I believe the bridge after this is actually the famous London Bridge. Well, it does not appear as if I can go straight here. This is a bit of a curveball. There is a pub. Well, if I keep heading in this general direction, I should be able to link back up with the Riverside pathway. There's a Nando's Chicken
I mean, I imagine
One thing I've noticed that's kind of neat is buried within these underpasses can be some establishments, galleries and bars, and that sort of thing.
driver guy.
We're gonna go left here.
It's on there. Okay, cool.
No busking. All right, this is kind of what I meant. I've seen this before. Just establishments. Beyond Delight, located within the bridge. It looks like a nightclub, but I think it's actually an art gallery. There's the Clink Prison Museum. That used to be a prison between 1144 and 1780, I think I just read. There's almost an absurd amount of history in these parts. All right, it says London Bridge, go left. I think the Borough Market is just up there. It's a big food market. It's supposed to be quite bustling.
There's a plaque down here. Where's that plaque?
These are the ruins that remain of the palace of the powerful bishops of Winchester, founded in the 12th century. This is Winchester Place. But apparently this made Buckingham Palace look like a shed in the 13th century, according to a plaque I just read off the wall there. This looks like a tall ship ahead. Not sure where that guy was going, but he was certainly in no hurry. Just trying to get back to the riverside. What a beautiful day, though. There's an old cathedral. Southwark Cathedral, that makes sense. And I think I want to go in the other direction, but this has to be the market. I asked a friend who said it's not particularly worth going here. Looks like it might be closing down. Oh well. Back to Operation Tower Bridge. Oh, that ice cream looks crazy good. Well, this doesn't feel right, but I'm sure it's going to lead us back to the river. Hey, there's the Shard. I believe that might be one of the only super talls here in London. Remember, it was built, I think, about 12 years ago. Yeah, it doesn't look like I can walk across the river there. And it's a hair above 1,000 feet tall. I think there's an observation deck somewhere around 800 feet up in the air. Of course, I'm talking about it as we can't see it. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the famous London Bridge, which is actually just a concrete bridge. It's pretty plain. And I think it dates to 1973. These steps and arch are surviving fragments of the original 1831 London Bridge. These steps were the scene of the murder of Nancy in Charles Dickens' novel Oliver Twist. Oh, rest in peace, fictional character Nancy. And we've got more of these under bridge establishments. This one is the London Bridge Experience. Well, this is the type of thing that happens when you're a tourist exploring out on your own. You envision one thing and you end up with something completely else. I thought this would be a nice river walk, almost the entire length of the walk, but instead walking by n1bar.com. All right, there's got to be a way to get back to the river. Hey, it's London Bridge Hospital. Well, I see a walkway along the river. Huh. See if I can cut through. Nope. Aha. We can take this gate or gated walkway. We have found the Thames. And the famous London Bridge. That's the walkie-talkie in the center of the shot. We can only see part of the Gherkin. That might be my favorite building. That miniature high-rise cluster.
That's why it's fine. Okay, cool.
Mega fast.
I'm pretty sure it's going to open up a little bit up ahead. Burger Brothers. So it's a bit of a piecemeal waterfront walk. There are Uber boats you can catch at a number of these piers. And coming up is an old battleship. The HMS, I almost said HMCS, but that's how we'd call it in Canada, the HMS Belfast. And that's a town class light cruiser. It was named after the capital of Northern Ireland, of course. And it went in commission, or into commission in 1939, just before World War II. Oh, what good timing. And it was supposed to have been scrapped in the 60s. But it was saved, and I think the government turned it over to like a third-party preservation group, as the government didn't want to pay for its preservation. And here it is as a floating museum with a fantastic view. And look how nice this is. Hayes Galleria. In the mid-1850s, following the steady rise of the River Thames as the commercial lifeline of the city, Sir William Cubitt was commissioned to build a new wharf around an enclosed dock. Something tells me that roof is more of a product of modern engineering. Fish and chips. There's one meal I've yet to have here. I might have that tonight. A lot of the museums and galleries here are free. I don't think this one is. Remember the Heidi, or Haida, I'm not sure the pronunciation, used to be at Ontario Place. I remember visiting it during the CNE, but that's been moved to Hamilton. I think that's a very comparable Canadian worship. There's Tower Bridge. So that ship spent 25 years at sea. London, 1971. Trinidad, 1962. San Francisco, 1962. Singapore, 1959. Hong Kong, 1945. It's seen some things.
He was like, how was it? And I was like,
And there's our destination. I was actually up there earlier. And that's part of my motivation for coming this way in this walk. I had timed entry tickets for $2.50 and I was running a little bit behind. I was hoping to record a walk from the subway station, but I ended up kind of hoofing it. So I recorded going through Tower Bridge, but I don't have the intro or first part of that video. So I shall make that right after I'm done recording this. And that across is the Tower of London. That was built between 1078 and 1399. Some iconic views here. Ice Cream Bros. I have still yet to need actual cash here. Everything I've purchased has been with TapPay. Tower Bridge, straight ahead, was built between 1864 and 1894. And for £13, you can take a walk right up it and head across a couple of parallel walkways, one on the east side, one on the west side. There is a glass floor, and you get access to the engine room, which is quite neat. I purchased a timed entry online. I got there right pretty much at 2:50. I was thinking I might be late because it did say show up 15 minutes early. That video may or may not be up on this channel by now. The engine room is down below the tower on this side of the Thames. Wasn't the most informative of videos. I really just kind of blasted through it, but just wanted to see what the experience is like. I'll be able to find that when I get around to uploading it. So we'll just head up onto the bridge. It's only 35 minutes from St. Paul's, and we had to take a pretty big detour around the market. And there's the Canary Wharf business district straight ahead. Excuse me. Whew.
आवाम इतनी जा रही है ये मुझे लगता है
Pretty iconic scenes here.
One day. Oh my.
Jeigu nori ant viršaus, irgi reikia pirkti bilietus.
And oh, the entrance is on the other side. Let's look at the Shard. So, my Tower Bridge walk, which I'm about to record the intro for. I've already recorded the rest of the video. That's something I've never done before. A little disingenuous. Is gonna start or take us to this point. So to prevent duplicating the same stretch of Tower Bridge, I'm gonna wrap this one up right here. Well, I hope you enjoyed this walk around the Thames River here in London. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. If you wish to support what I do, there's links to my Patreon and YouTube channel membership down in the description. I have an Instagram account at Johnny Strides. And there is a super thanks button appearing down below if you wish to say thanks that way. We started in front of St. Paul's, went over the Millennium Bridge, walked along the south side of the Thames, over to here, not at London Bridge, but Tower Bridge. All right, thank you for watching, guys. Yoink.